Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires, where today what we mostly need to do is get off of this landmass. That's really my primary concern. You still technically exist, but I have successfully removed all of your settlements. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna starve out fairly soon. I don't know where your last army is, but wow. Negative 569, trending toward negative 636. I don't think I've ever seen the AI hate a deal term as much as they hate this peace treaty. Incredible. Minus 1112. Great work, me. Speaking of terms that the AI is not a fan of. Okay, we're only minus 25 on this military alliance now. And I don't think we really have anything else that we were interested in looking at. We have trade running with Clan Mulder, which is about all we can do. You know what? It is, in theory, possible that we could be trading with more of the Norskins.
You want to talk?
Nope, you're not interested.
Enter then.
Also not interested.
Always ready for a headbutting contest.
Even the ones who like us, who really like us, don't want to trade with us. Norskins hate trade agreements. I don't know why. Doesn't... Okay, I mean, whatever. It's fine.
I am told you want to talk.
Yeah, alright. Anyway. Cool. Good place to dump my camera. Thank you. So, a question. Do we simply create a gate over here and leave?
You presume to command.
Well, you know what I hadn't realized before? Marathi's army is actually tired. She can't retreat. She suffered some attrition getting here. And her army's mostly very bad. So this is actually an opportunity to pick up a Legendary Lord Defeat trait on one of our armies. Let's slam you all in together here.
Unmatched. Chaos needs pawns. The demonic host.
Yeah, fuck it. We're not spending the portal. We're going through. Oh, they had an army in an ambush position. They tricked me. Well, so this guy's level 31. We don't know what we're up against. I mean, I'm just going to take the auto-resolve loss here because we are definitely going to lose that battle, and we could lose it slowly, but I don't see what the point of that is, really. The funny thing is, now that that's happened, I think Bellicor can still wipe these two out.
At once.
Yeah, we would... The game's going to give us a Pyrrhic victory on that. We can probably outperform that manually. Like, the fact is, Marathi's army is garbage. So it's kind of just a matter of pinning this army to the wall and then being on top of Marathi's army as it comes in, which we absolutely can do. Making this a lightning strike, obviously, makes it completely trivial, and then we'll just jump Marathi's army in exactly the same way.
Kill them.
It's a little bit of a bummer to have lost an army to my own strategy, just
Maker.
applied against me. But I have to applaud the AI for doing it, at least. Okay, what were we doing with these skill points? We had just finished Logistician. We could take a 9% upkeep reduction on this army, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I just don't see the value. I mean, we could redline some, so I definitely get benefit from the non-demonic infantry skill. We have a lot of non-demonic infantry.
Skill acquired.
Yeah, and like trolls are monstrous infantry, and they're not demonic, so I think they're still included.
Mine. The crown of domination is mine.
I have to say, I am a little annoyed. It looks like we're not actually going to be allowed to attack Marathi. It looks like the game is positing that she is outside of our movement range, which seems very silly to me.
The first. Time to attack.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Fail. No.
Call me.
Well, I guess we're gonna take a turn of replenishment here.
Boom.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a really annoying bummer. So let's make sure that we are getting into reinforcement range. Sorry, not in march mode. Our exalted hero here can pick up ruinous. You know, the most important thing is that it's ruinous. Beyond that, it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, 10% weapon strength upgrade seems significant.
The slaughter begins.
And then Intiro should be able to push through this this garrison with these two armies quite easily. And, I mean, that's a lot of money for sacking it, but I really do think... Oh, what am I talking about? This is a Dark Fortress. We occupy. We occupy the Dark Fortress.
Spread ruin.
And they left it pretty built up for us.
Yes, I ruinous.
Not only is this a Dark Fortress, but it's one that's, like, up against the wall of the world, which makes it way easier to hold on to. So... we do have a bunch of souls now. I could ascend Intiro to Demonhood. Transformed characters will be half the rank of their previous form. Their skill points will be reset. The cost will decrease the higher the character's level. So, I mean, we could push up to 40 and just have him come out at Immortal on the other side. I kind of want to do that, especially since it's the levels are coming so quickly. So it probably doesn't matter hugely what we pick here. We're mostly just like buying time until... Yeah. So grab armor, I guess.
The gods smile.
Alright, you have all of your spell points now.
Dominance. By the eldritch eyes.
I do love the Purple Sun. The Purple Sun is a very satisfying area attack spell.
For chaos.
Very cool, very fun to use. So...
The undefeated horde.
we have 55,000 treasure right now. The Fortress of the Damned probably doesn't need the garrison upgrade nearly as badly. I think I'm going to jump to, like, the Chaos Knight building here. Still have some time on maxing this out. And I guess this is at the edge of our empire, even though it's pointed at, like... the things it's close to are, at the moment, relatively friendly. It probably makes sense to make sure the defenses are solid. Things will not be so friendly forever, I am afraid. Alright, we're 11 turns off being able to max this out. Okay, this settlement is almost fully upgraded. I'm not going to bother fixing that. We're just going to lose it. I should probably start building another army. We should at the very least hire in the new lord to replace the one we lost. So this army was led by... well, we have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord...
Yes.
yeah, in Crom. Oh, the other one was a demon, right? Yes, we lost a demon lord. That's a shame. Those are not super easy to come by. Well, scaled skin is fine, I suppose. Unearthly reflex is actually quite a good skill, or quite a good trait. 25 bonus armor is cool. I mean, you're never going to want to be putting your wizard into melee anyway. I don't know. Maybe if you built him up. Yeah, you could try to build him up for like charging people. Put that unit mass to good use. That's pretty handy. You know what? Let's bring in one of these fire lords. We'll bring in Talson.
Ready. Fate decrees I move.
All right, you can't even move yet. I am not going to recruit your army this turn. We're going to wait until next turn. And with that, I think we're good to end it. Just wandered into an ambush. It's very embarrassing. And it's exactly the kind of ambush that I like to lay, right? Where you put your force, you put an ambushing force directly in front of one of your other armies that's in a terrible position. So the enemy is just like drawn forward by their lust to do violence. Unfortunately, there's no reason at this point that Marathi can't just escape from us. I can't necessarily do anything about it. Yeah, I think I will probably just jump in the water instead of trying to chase her down.
No need to summon me where shadows.
Join your war against the Empire. I mean, no. The thing is, I would totally do it for a military alliance. You teach me how to build a flamethrower and a rattling gun, and I'll do basically anything you want. But I've made my terms clear. Another thing we could do, if I'm really trying to push for that, is we could run some armies over here and take over some territory that is adjacent to the Skaven stuff, and then offer to trade that to them in exchange for the military alliance. It does seem like they might actually need a little bit of military support in this region, and then we could also maybe actually finish off the Ice Court, which it seems like the AI is reluctant to do on their own. You know, maybe it's reluctance, maybe it's incompetence. In any case, it's poor form. And we can get over here and teach them a thing or two. Stupid decadent host being able to just settle a new thing because they left empty territory nearby. I really want these armies in this area to be done. I want them to be able to redirect their attentions elsewhere. So my plan with the new army and Be'lakor was to hit Othwan and just start cleaning up all over the place. I wonder now if I might need to dedicate the new army to this eastern front, or maybe even like bounce Antiro over here and have the new army go up north. And then either Be'lakor goes to Othwan himself, or you know, maybe we could just sustain a fifth army. We are sitting on an awful lot of income. We could probably sustain a fifth army. 2 on Ulthuan, 1 in the north and 2 in the east is maybe where we would want to end up. Right, let's just hope Skeggy holds the holds Port Reaver until we're on our way through. Okay, I do not care enough about these buffs to go out of my way to fight a Musalon army that I just don't even care about. So...
The 4 token.
yeah, she's getting away. Not much to be done about it.
Do not stop.
Oh. Alright, Bellicor thinks it would be more economical to just get in the water here.
Shadow.
Fair enough. For some reason, I do not gain... oh, let me make sure I delete that next turn order. I do not maintain my heal in enemy territory thing in water.
See destruction.
The game feels that's not the right kind of enemy territory.
Are you a god? It is corrupt. Yes, yes. Moving. Destruction for all. Onward to destruction.
Alright, for the moment we're just doing that. Oh, you know what? I need to trash one of the buildings here because we do need to build a garrison structure. They did not bother.
My lord, Zinch agrees.
Alright, now that you are ready to go, ready to actually do some movement, let's grab some important chaos stuff. Trolls, absolutely. We're recruiting things at higher levels now, which is nice. It does suck that we just recruited a bunch here, so the pickings are a little bit slim. Oh, I forgot. I should last turn have hired in a, well, I guess I don't have any Exalted Heroes left. You have a path to glory for winning a battle. No, never mind. Maybe these are not the same for all. I'd kind of assumed that they were going to be the same for all units of the same type, like all the Chaos Sorcerer Lords would have the same thing. But apparently... well, maybe these are. I don't remember. But we definitely saw a spellcaster somewhere who had a Path to Glory upgrade that was triggered by winning a battle with another spellcaster in the same army. And I was really hoping that we were going to get that here. Alright, did we ever build a gate in the north? No, I'm hoping to put it down over here. So, you can't really go that way yet. I certainly don't want to jump down to, like, Skeggy. I don't think this army is the one who wants to go over here. But what I could do is, let's just drop you into... you know what? I will use the portal to go over there. Just to access the recruitment pool in this region.
Bring ruin.
Yes, this army can be like a little heavier on the big monsters.
Chaos.
And then that leaves us with 3 gifted unit slots. Sure.
Let us corrupt.
And what, like a second giant? This is an army. Yeah.
Now they will see.
Sure. That's an army. You're legally allowed to run that. That's technically within the rules. Alright, up here in Hellspire, I don't really want to upgrade anything right away. I kind of want to save money because we're going to need to do some very expensive main settlement upgrading before too long. It's coming along slowly. Over here in the Frozen City, we've almost got another level of garrison up. They probably should try to stop me from getting to that. 10 turns from population cap here. Okay, I think we're like pretty reasonably set up everywhere. Right now, we are reading as more powerful than basically all of our enemies, but, you know, we don't have our full strength to bring to bear anywhere, so... Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I saw that one of those settlements belongs to Hexawaddle again. I think wherever their last weak army was, it ran and grabbed that northern settlement that they'd been holding. So we may have to turn Bellicor around here and make sure that the job is actually done, because I don't want to have to come back here. Okay, they have managed to attract not just a pretty large number of Empire troops, but also the attention of the Emperor himself over here. So yeah, we could perhaps use some bolstering. I don't see the Decadent host surviving for very much longer. That's their last army down there. We're going to take the Palace of Princes trivially on this turn, and then all they can really do is run from us, and they don't have another empty settlement anywhere around there to grab, as far as I'm aware, so...
Let me keep you in the shadows.
What do you want? Oh, a trade agreement. Actually, yeah, gladly. See, some people will trade with us. Okay, Empire troops getting properly embarrassed. Pretty happy to see that. Look at your hat. Look at your face. Look at your whole head and above that area situation. Just terrible. Elves are just terrible. So we still can't afford, or we still can't attempt to do anything about the crag just yet, right? Not until the host is dealt with. Okay, orcs are trying to do stuff. It's not working. Base weapon damage up for all armies of all factions. Note that it's a flat amount of damage per attack that was gained, which means that this is way more effective on armies that have a larger number of attacks. Oh, yeah, training. Right.
My prayers are answered.
Definitely training. It turns out that the levels of our individual units are tremendously important. Alright, so this allows me to subjugate this faction, making them our vassal. But if I do that, I think in theory they have the capability to betray us later. It might be the case that after vassalization, confederation is possible, and if we could confederate and actually get Sigvald on into our army, that would be cool. I'm gonna hit subjugate. We're gonna see. Plus, this solves the problem with this army right away. It doesn't solve this problem immediately,
Match for the bloodthirsty warriors of the tribes.
but it looks like they only have the 2 settlements, and yeah, that'll be fixable. So I'm gonna run Entiro toward the Frozen City.
I'll move when I...
Crom is going to turn around and deal with the crack problem. Crack is what's the name of your Crag? Listen, they got a billion. It's all very similar. It's hard to tell the difference.
Well, this is simply
No.
more playthings to talk to.
No, we are not, in fact, allowed to... Wow, those numbers are trending upward. It's quite a bit, actually. We are not allowed to attempt to confederate them. Well, whatever, it's fine.
First.
Indeed. All right, they're going to try to rebuild. We are not going to allow it.
Ship of shadows.
Are you not at war with Marathi? No, you are. So she should be... She should just wipe that settlement out. That's certainly what would happen if it belonged to us. We will see whether it happens in this case. And do I need this army to report down here, or should we head toward Ulthuan now that we are full of units?
Forward unto slaughter!
After we just saw our allies crush crush some of the Empire armies, I think I'm comfortable just heading this way. So we have in fact maxed some stuff out. Yeah, it's gonna be like 4 turns before we have any ability to... We don't need to check these every turn. Not each one of them anyway. And looking at our income, it's still solid, but I do not think we could afford to run one more entire army underneath this cap. At least, not a very good one. So one thing that is a real bummer about the Chaos Warriors, the good stuff is very expensive. Even the sort of middling stuff is very expensive. Okay, it looks like Marathi did run over there. It's unclear what exactly happened. But one thing we know for sure is that she did not take that settlement from them. The Emperor really gets around, huh? It's good news for us, though, that their forces are so divided. Now, if only our allies' forces could unite up a little bit.
No need to summon me where shadows...
Okay, everybody just wants me to join their war. Is there anything I actually want from them? We don't really want a greater alliance with them because they just have access to the same units we do. Yeah, I think the answer is actually no. I do not think that there's any value to pursuing a higher diplomatic status with them. A lot of the time, you're not going to want a military alliance or anything. It really is. It really is only for factions where you want to borrow some of their units. It's nice that they. It's nice that Creative Assembly created a sort of a distinction there, and like a really legitimately good reason to want a military alliance with an AI player, because in the previous games it was pretty much always a worse deal for you to have a military alliance with the AI than a defensive alliance with that same AI. Any AI who would be willing to make a military alliance with you was one that was going to be weak enough that it was not useful to be able to drag them into war just by dint of your alliance to commit their troops against one of your enemies. It's a sad state of affairs is what it is. Alright. Slaanesh is Ascendant. Great for some of our friends.
First, damned. Spread the darkness. The Dark Master walks. Obviously.
Well, we have the movement to just hit him. I really feel like we should just hit him.
Call me Master.
They're trying to rebuild, and I have no interest in giving them that opportunity. Yeah, the garrison is small and not even at full health. They have got some Blessed Saurus Spears here, which are very annoying. As you can see, 50 melee defense on all that armor and shields and all that HP.
I shall scar you. I will bring down a...
Thou shalt not suffer a Saurus to live. That's what I always say. Okay, so Uldo Morin is potentially the last remnant of this faction.
demon prince.
And we're going to make sure that he actually goes down.
I gain.
That's right. Jorhul is high enough level that we actually have spent all of the useful skill points we will ever spend with him. So Intiro is just full speed over to the Frozen City.
By the eldritch I see.
I guess Crom can sort of creep.
Onward to destruction.
You can try to do this in sort of a cautious way. Hopefully the AI does not realize what we are up to. Although, I gotta say, not the best ambusher there. And we are in kind of a high traffic area right now.
Ready. Moving.
Yeah, and for some reason, entering move commands on the sea is like extremely imprecise. It'll just decide it knows better than you do what you meant. Yeah, we're probably good. I'm kind of vaguely getting the feeling that I should be doing the rounds a little bit more, just run through our armies one more time, but I can't imagine what else I would need from them. I think I'm just being paranoid. Okay, the Dark Elves and the High Elves are going back to fighting each other. Now that there's not as much really. Really, you think that was a good idea? Alright, well, I mean, I'll say this. They are doing the most annoying thing, because now I'm going to have to turn around and raise it again, and that is going to spend another entire turn for Be'lakor. Certainly not what I want to be doing with this time. The AI will do... I guess I could have predicted this, because the AI will do... When they are down to 0 troops, or 0 cities left, and their troops are suffering attrition from no supply lines, they will do whatever the most proximal thing is that could potentially yield a city, including, like, sending an 8-unit army against a 20-unit garrison, just hurling themselves at your walls. Because they're in panic mode, basically. They're not thinking about their actions. There's not a lot of strategy there. It's just like, oh, number shouldn't be 0. Try to make number be 1. I might be able to set turns for well, no, I can't put specific groups of people into fast forward though. Fast forward is like, it's all or nothing. If you have fast forward turned on, the game shows you basically no movements at all, which is, I don't know. I do get frustrated sometimes with stuff like this where we're just like, the camera's bouncing back and forth between every one of a player's armies and agents, and none of them are doing anything. It's just like running back and forth, if even that. Cutting that stuff out would be pretty okay. And don't worry, we'll get our revenge on Musalon, but it's not a priority right this second. We do have to take out the Empire and one of the factions in the big Athaloran forest. So Bretonia is not a bad entry point for that that particular wing of the Crusade. Also, I cannot believe how long Morslib's Howlers have been running around next to ruins without settling anything. I still don't know what development points are. Let's just take the big money boost. Okay, remarkably, our ambush did not work.
Time to burn.
No, seriously. Die.
Raise it.
Okay, the Rod of Torment is interesting. That is a legitimately cool magic item. There we go. Hexawaddle is formally removed. It's very silly that we had to do it that way, but we did, in fact, have to do it that way.
Cain take you.
Hard to tell exactly what you can reach.
Ready. Never stop. Bring ruin.
Alright, listen. Subtlety's not Crom's strong point. That's not what we hired them for. I do wish that I could hand this over to my allies. Just like give it to the Ag Hall or something. Apparently Crom has become a soul harvester. I do wish it told you how you activated it on here. It'd be a nice thing to keep in mind. Alright, feeling pretty great about Arcane Conduit.
Ha! The slaughter begins. Dominance.
Alright, Tulsin. Let's look into landing over here somewhere. We have sort of a confluence of enemies nearby, and who knows where all their troops are. Okay, never mind. I found where many of their troops are. Alright, was it this turn that we had one of these maxing out? Or was it... Okay, it's 2 turns from now. I gotta remember, like, about when the technology is finishing, that's when it's gonna be done.
I dreamt of a time when I flew across.
What is it, Malekith? Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like one of the last major world players that had not declared a position on me. Pretty annoyed about which position it is that they have declared. Alright, they thought they were going to assault the Frozen City. I think it seems unlikely. Gosh, these cycles of enemy turns. They have gotten pretty long. I guess we could start going through them in fast forward. I like knowing what's unfolding in the world around us, but it does kind of feel like there needs to be a limit. And I was gonna say, and we could just like look at the map to make sure we understand how things have changed. But first of all, the map has fog of war. And secondly, I'm not going to do a good job of looking around every turn to see which things have changed. I can tell you right now, I'm going to forget to do it a bunch. Oh, are we actually seeing some movement on the Ice Court's territories? The Ice Court's woefully undefended territories? Now, this has me a little worried. Where are those assholes sailing to? What do they need two full-sized armies for? I kind of can't believe Skeggy's still alive. Having that same, the AI around Skeggy are having that same just absolute refusal to finish a strategy that they have everywhere else, it seems like. Okay, Middenland has been destroyed. I thought that had happened already. One of our regions is producing Siege Chaos, which is like extremely whatever. Maybe the most whatever out of anything I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Into darkness.
Okay, so we'll get in the water out of Port Reaver, swing around, and we'll just see what kind of havoc there is to cause.
It is so.
And Tiro... I'm going to park in Tiro in front of the Frozen City. Try to set up an ambush. I don't actually just want to run these enemies off. I want them to like turn around and pay attention. We can upgrade these 2 Chaos Knights at 6. Yeah. Okay.
A glorifying act.
Hide to harm. Hide to hide and hard to hide an army of that size in basically just like a flat white snow plain.
Move!
You're a pretender.
This is a terrible force. Holy crow.
Eldritch I see.
Something tells me we're going to be just fine.
Have my promise.
Okay, seabed littered with barnacle-clad hulls. Yeah, let's get a hoard of great treasure. I would love a hoard of great treasure. Yeah, and all you gotta do is fight some pretty easy vampire pirates for it. Okay, and bonus XP for Talsin. I was gonna say, Talsin sure did gain a lot of levels from that one fight. But I see it was by design.
Now they will see true power.
Alright, is that the last of...
What?
No, I didn't actually move you. So... Inkari is the legendary lord for this faction. So they're really, like, massed up here. I think this is pretty dangerous. I'm not technically at war with Etain just yet, but it's gonna happen, right? Maybe we should just go ahead and declare on them now and have Talsin run up and claim Elysia as sort of like staging ground.
Poisoned words and be gone.
Who are you at war with that I'm able to receive a payment from? I don't know that we have anybody here who's going to be willing to buy us into war against Etain. Let's see about, like, we're technically at war with the... Where are they? Yes, the Dreadfleet.
Galleon's graveyard only offers
Let's say, peace. I will join your war against... Oh, no, that's the demand side, sorry. I'll join your war against Etain. Wow, no, they don't care. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get anybody else to buy into this on our behalf.
chaos.
Yeah, all right. I think I'm just going to go ahead and declare myself then.
An envoy, nothing more.
This is the level of respect I have for you,
I will guard you.
you total sucker. Alright, obviously this is not a great long-term settlement, but we're going to need some land out here.
Ready.
If only to have a place to replenish our troops. Alright, a little bit of a staging ground. I did not realize that Count Noctilus and his whole stack was right here. That's complicating. Please turn off Path to Glory notifications for this character because you are lying. They are not available. Okay, sorry about the little jump cut there. Equipment malfunction. But we're good. We're here. Hi. Disciple armies. A frenzied mob of Slaneshi disciples. This force will dissipate over time unless in areas of high Slaanesh corruption. Okay, so this is like a whole mechanic we're not familiar with. I am not actually at war with this Slaanesh force right now. And I think we probably ought to keep it that way for as long as they will allow. We need like a turn or two here to kind of set up and see if we're going to survive Count Noctilus. This was not the turn, right? It's next turn? Yeah, it's next turn. We do have 64,000 gold at the moment. And we have what looks like enough income to run another army. I'm reluctant to actually do it because the reason it looks like we have this income is because of this buff. We're getting there. We're close to being able to run yet another force, but I do not think we are there yet. So I think let's just pass the turn with 64,000 gold up. Let's see if maybe we can Maybe we can survive our landing on Ulthuan. I appreciate that Nkari is on the way south immediately. Probably has better things to deal with than me. Is Etain going to... Nope. It looks like they are not immediately going to respond to the conquering of Elysia. I was a little worried that Alistar's army was just going to book it to the east, and that could have been a very complicated situation for us. Now, staging ground is going to be tricky on Ulthuan. We're going to be at campaign here for quite some time. Oh, she just ran right into my ambush range and didn't get ambushed. Okay. That's weird. Like, she's clearly within our zone of control. I'm not sure what's up with that. I mean, it's fine. We'll deal with it. We should probably at some point just actually put down this Norscan faction. That might be, yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Okay, just sieging the settlement, though, not actually attacking. Because it is a coastal settlement, I think we might be allowed to sail out of it. I think you can leave coastal settlements by sea when they're being sieged from land. Another thing that we might be allowed to do, although I don't know that it would help this turn, is we might be allowed to put down a portal there. Target that army with the manifestation so that the portal comes up, and then have Bellicor run to the portal near Skeggi instead of just sailing over to Ulthuan himself. My plan was, of course, to have Intiro open a portal in the north this turn, but this other thing may turn out to be more pressing. Classic example there of the AI just like not being able to commit to a plan. Both of them spend one entire turn sailing out to sea and then spend exactly the same amount of movement completely reversing that idea on the next turn. And it's just like, why? Why did you even bother? Alright, our allies broke down the Crag defenses at what I believe is Crag's last settlement, which we did not need them to do, but I'm happy that they did. Oh, about time for this again, is it? Alright, take me to Intiro. What the hell's the situation over here? Yeah, she is fully within our zone of control. Like, she's in an area where literally she cannot move to. And somehow that didn't trigger my ambush. But, like, you actually aren't allowed to do this. You aren't allowed to just walk into the zone of control of an army without attacking it.
Destroy.
In any case, she's obviously dead. Like, this is really bad for her. It's a pretty significant amount of replenishment, actually. Yeah, we'll take that. Alright, and then I think I'm going to stick with the plan. I think we want a rift in this region. In the long term, this is going to turn out to be the better thing.
They will be dominated.
Okay, so you are getting Path to Glory.
Annihilate. annihilation awaits.
Alright, so immediately immortal. Use sacrifice captives, win a battle with 2,000 kills, win 5 battles. These are all going to happen like very, very easily, which is cool. So let's grab Route Marcher and then like all of the fire skills. Do I want Burning Head? Like, you know what? We're going to have a lot of skill points here. So like Flamestorm is cool, but large randomly moving area of effects are always a little, I don't know. They're a little weird. I do feel like Flamestorm and Burning Head kind of fill the same role, but they don't fill it in the same shape. And I do actually think that difference is significant. So then the question is, do we... Now, we probably don't fill out the rest of the spell line. Let's grab these little areas first. So, yeah, Dark Emergence is cool. United in Chaos is also cool. Grab all of your direct enemy punching abilities. The Brand of Turmoil. Sounds a little bit like my personal brand, frankly. And then 2 skill points left. I'm going to go ahead and grab both points of Flaming Sword of Ruin. And then I think our next skill point is going into Fireball. And then we'll figure things out from there. I am not really that interested in taking Piercing Bolts of Burning. I think, generally speaking, if you have a bunch of enemies grouped up in an area, you are better off casting Flamestorm on them.
Glorious tools of chaos.
Oh, we should check his equipment as well. So you should grab Infernal Champion, even though you don't do a lot of punching. And also Aura of Chaos. And that, I believe, is every useful skill point that you will ever get. Okay, it kept all the same stuff equipped. It remembered. Do I want to put on the Beguiling Gem or no? Probably not. Probably this stuff is all approximately correct. You could take our Gleaming Pennant though. 1 unit in your army could have a whole 4 extra points of leadership. It's incredible. You know what, before you make any other decisions, let me grab Taliesin here. Okay, yeah, we can just sail out. We don't have to endure. I kind of want to fall back toward home. I think Taliesin needs a little bit of heal up time. And we don't heal up in the water, right? Yeah, the water is not territory, and so we just don't get to... Yeah, I guess the best thing to do is just, like, sail back. Here, we'll sail back. We'll try to stay in the shallow water when we do it. Yeah, Count Noctilus just being camped out on this bridge waiting for me is really annoying. What an incredibly shitty thing to have happened.
Prince.
Alright, so Demon Prince, yeah, you just kind of advance on them.
Go where I please.
Somewhat menacingly, but then also somewhat stealthily.
Seal to kill.
So here's their capital, Harganeth.
Have a mind.
They have 7 total settlements. We do not know where they all are.
The dark.
Okay, I think Bellicor is in fact just beginning to sail. Let's go to this mysterious island. Do we want some fortified grog or to capture some fleet-footed escapees? Yeah, let's do that. Bonus replenishment rate. That is not what I was told the result would be.
Cross the sea.
That tooltip was like, it'll help your army move faster.
Dark tides.
Because the thing is, we have distance to cover, right? Like, I want my army to move faster.
Destroy!
We'll just re-subjugate them.
You need a boon?
Okay, so yeah, we're just sort of accumulating stuff of value. Should probably remember to spend my skill points. Let's definitely wrap up Doom and Darkness. Make it affect a large area.
For chaos!
Okay, so vassalizing them makes things a lot simpler.
You have my promise.
And I think what we're probably going to end up doing here is having Crom actually be the one in charge of handling this area and sending the more powerful Intiro back to the Eastern Front. But I don't want to do that until the army's actually in position. It probably makes sense to take the construction cost reduction here. Oh yeah, we're like friendly everywhere over here as well. I'm gonna wait on all these buildings until next turn because you know this cost reduction is gonna be in place, and you know we're so desperately low on money. All right, just 20,000 gold for a fortress, no big deal. We're still 5 turns off being able to pursue the same thing here. We actually are going to... Oh, next turn we can do it here. We actually are going to go through a lot of money really quickly as we max out the level on all these things. So, to be perfectly honest, maybe we don't have a ton of spare cash. Don't have a ton of spare souls either. So yeah, I don't really want to establish a rift on Ulthuan itself because it's so close to the Isle of Wights, but maybe we'll have to. I was kind of hoping to have the next rift go up over in the Empire lands to the east, like the east side of the Empire land near where the Ice Court is. Maybe somewhere around that that magic elf forest that they're always fighting over. I had to say, I am pretty bummed out about the number of Harganeth settlements that exist. I would really like it if we could just remove that faction from the map quickly and not have to worry about them. But it seems like it's going to be an entire ordeal. Well, I think it's Intiro's probably Intiro's primary concern for the foreseeable future. Until his backup arrives and he can trade out. Because otherwise we're going to have to endure just absolute non-stop bullshit from that Dark Elf. And I don't think much of it is land that we actually want. I think we probably will just burn it.
You are either brave or a fool, I think.
Okay, Sigvald would like to increase our relationship even further. I'm into it. He knows how to behave a little bit. I was really hoping for the confederations that we could run Sigvald manually, but if we can get him to work for us and like if he'll take orders, that's good enough. Sort of remains to be seen whether he is willing to take orders or not, though. Maybe I should be providing some support to the Vanaheimlings as they push through this. Because if we could knock out Musalon, I wonder if the Vanaheimlings would be able to hold all of that land. And then, you know, in theory, that's good for us. We benefit from that to some degree because they're sending us tribute, and that's some valuable territory. Somehow the Skeggy limp onward. Leaf like, actually, fuck this, I'm out of here. So much for the question of whether or not they need our military support. We probably don't need an army to defend against that. Okay, Legion of Chaos has been destroyed. We got our skulls for the Skull Throne. Okay, anytime you have 60 kills or more in a battle, you just get a 20% damage increase. That feels like it probably doesn't happen all that much.
Call me master.
Alright, so we are at war with everybody over here, but we don't actually have to engage with most of this stuff. We're going to take some attrition damage no matter what. I think I'm going to sail out like this. So we'll be able to get, with Bellacor's extremely large movement range, we'll be able to get over here in the shallows near the shore pretty quickly. And then all we have to do is like get on shore within the next couple of turns. We'll heal up instantly and everything will be fine and also great.
Never stop.
We probably don't have the allegiance yet from Sigvald necessary to push him into doing any targeting.
Like a god.
Can knock this out real fast.
Leave nothing but gore. The ruinous crusade continues.
There you go, pal. And I like Gift to Vassal a lot because it doesn't end your movement. It's like raising a thing in that it takes it away from the enemy completely, but you get to keep running. Yeah, let's definitely max out Fireball.
Will be all the easier. I slaughter stragglers.
I'm starting to think this guy really likes killing. Weird. What a wacky trait. Okay. Back into friendly territory for a second. Hold on. Our Chaos Knights are level 4. What level do they have to be for us to siege them? Rank 8. Criminy. So it's not super clear what the gain is here. And we get the HP. We get the shield. We get the Mark of Tzeentch. Yeah, I don't know if we can convert them both. Let's convert them. So the Mark of Tzeentch is currently giving them, yeah, just the barrier, and it's making their attacks magic. So when it says they have, okay. So when it shows a barrier on a health bar and a number on the health bar, it's just showing the number in the green portion. It's not adding them together. That's good to know. So by doing that, what changed mostly is that they gained 500 effective health for each engagement in a battle. You have to be like rank 3. Yes, we can't upgrade you yet. Can't upgrade you yet. We are allowed to upgrade our Forsaken into Forsaken of particular gods. Except Khorne doesn't... Forsaken are not able to be upgraded to Khorne. Yeah. At rank 4, we could make them spawn instead, which is maybe worth doing. I don't really know what else I want to do here. It might be worth upping control. I do like they've come to the wrong place as the commandment for the region. I guess the answer is just build up some recruitment facilities to help us pick up warband stuff later. Yeah, it's not amazing, but... and obviously we will no longer need the growth. The question is, do we want to keep this building around for the casualty replenishment rate? I think so, and as such we should probably go ahead and max it out. This one, I don't think this is as necessary, but I also don't think, like, this region as a whole, it's probably not worth tearing down because we don't have anything else we'd want to do here anyway. Oh, this should probably be upgraded just in case. Yeah. Okay, so do we want to go back and grab the last corn thing? Honestly, I don't think so. Upgrades, warband upgrades for chaos chariots and hellstriders. It's like very whatever. You know, a reduction in warband upgrade cost is also essentially nothing, but that armor bonus is not meaningless. So this leads to demon mounts. Okay, a reduction in the reload time of our hell cannons would actually be pretty good. Yeah, you know what? Let's head through Charioteer into demon mounts and engines of mass destruction.
Progress.
Thank you, Bellicor. You're a sweetheart. Alright, just a real quick run through here. You're good for a while. You're upgrading as fast as you can. Your stuff doesn't really need to change. Remember, even in situations where I don't necessarily want to upgrade, or even in situations where we can't upgrade the money-making building, upgrading the main settlement structure is still 200 extra income by base, and then we have a lot of bonuses and stuff, so pretty much always worth doing.
Sun will rise up.
I think in the Frozen City, I might want to push recruitment structures a little bit harder, because I think this is going to be kind of the front of our empire. We are probably going to not expand any further westward, even as we are destroying stuff to the west. Yeah, all right. I think that is that turn. Let's run one more sequence of enemy turns here. And then we will call it for the day. I'm pretty bummed out about the loss of that Demon Prince. Losing an army is not usually a big deal, because there are very few resources in Total War Warhammer that are difficult to replace. You know, losing a bunch of high-level units can be a shame, but that's really like the closest thing to a serious loss, to a loss that is not immediately recoverable for most factions. The fact that Demon Princes are so hard to come by here is actually really nice, because it gives your losses a little bit more of a sense of weight. No, don't just sack it and run away. Take the settlement away from them. Ugh. With allies like these, who needs enemies, right? Did Count Noctilus ever actually take my settlement on Ulthuan, or is he still just sieging what is essentially like an empty town at this point? We didn't get an attack notification, but I think we wouldn't if the place was totally empty. I think they just take it over in that case. Come on, just run down there and claim the settlement. You do not have to allow Kislev to live. You really don't. I've reached the stage where I'm pleading with the AIs. Alright, hopefully the conflict on that landmass keeps Marathi and a couple of the High Elf factions busy so that they don't have time to come after me. Oh wow, Leif Gulbrandsen actually managed to hold out against that superior force. That's impressive given how bad his units are. I wonder how bad their units were. Alright, you know what? I hate to do this. I hate to keep extending the episode, but looking at what's going on over here, I think I'm thinking it is more important to every moment that Intiro get down here and start hacking limbs off. Jeez, Gulbrandsen just cannot be stopped. And so I might want to not end the episode until after we actually have Intiro through the portal, just sort of so I don't forget, because I do that. And it sure would be nice if they were actually receiving some support over there. Rumors are spreading through the land that the dwarves are starting to mobilize. We're getting reports of old alliances breaking and clans turning on their neighbors. Use your time wisely to prepare. The countdown to an imminent cataclysmic event has begun. Its consequences to be revealed. Cataclysmic event, huh? Well, now that's very curious. Actually, really uncertain as to what that might be. Oh, we can take our last point of Searing Doom. We should do that. Now we're out of, like, actually useful skill points.
Chaos incarnate! Ruin on...
So Intiro gets this kill trivially.
Chaos come!
Passes it over. And then I think at this point I'm going to have Intiro double back because... Gosh, Crom is further away than I thought. To be perfectly honest with you, it may have been smarter to have Crom cross here and portal than to have Crom run this whole way. Because maybe we should, like, see about taking down Harganeth with Intiro before we...
Undivided, unmatched.
No, you know what? I think that the situation is...
Or be murdered.
situation's becoming live over there in a way that we have to deal with now.
Harbinger. Voyage.
Let's see what the situation around Lothern is.
The sea.
I'm just going to get on land. On land, we will have the ability to heal. Yeah, okay, Lothern's got a 17-unit garrison. It has walls. It's remarkably not leveled up to max. They've got some recruitment structures here. The garrison is almost entirely really weak troops, but it is worth noting that a lot of these really weak troops have bows, and I'm sure Lothern is set up to be very defensible with a bow. Alright. Back on friendly ground. We just gotta heal up for a second. I gotta figure out a new plan. I can't quite make it into Conquata, which is what I need to be doing. And then we have like a little bit of time before we need to spend any more money, really, right? Yeah, we'll just hold on to this cash for the moment. Okay, construction cost on buildings down is probably not necessary in this region anymore. I don't know what we do want because none of the rest of this stuff really does anything. It's like recruiting heroes and troops is slightly cheaper. Yeah, we probably don't need defense for armies in the region or anything. We do have a lot of cash and we do have a lot of income, but it probably is best we take it easy here. So I think what Intero needs to do, even more than like get over here and start throwing salt in the Empire's game, is we just have to finish off these last couple of like recalcitrant Norskins in this area. Goromadni needs to be brought to heel or annihilated or something. And I'm hoping that in doing so, we can endear ourselves to Clan Mulder enough that they'll finally let us in on some of their tech. Okay, they took over Karak Ungor. That's good news. Striking at the Dwarven economic centers and probably... I remember that Skaven do not have as much use for gold as other factions do, so it's probably not a huge amount of money that they themselves are pulling out of the gold mine there, but taking it away from the dwarves is definitely valuable. That Chaos Warrior general there is named Fraltras Torturous, and I really did not... I thought his first name was Fatass, as was just like scrolling to him very quickly the first time. And I was like, I know they often choose words. That doesn't really feel like it's in the theme. Oh, hey, look, somebody actually knocked down that fortress. That rules. I think that Kislev still has like one settlement further south. Somewhere around here. Oh, maybe the Sarl took it out. Maybe Kislev is actually going to be destroyed, finally. I gotta be honest with you. I'm like overjoyed about that, given how much of a huge pain in the ass they were in our other Total War Warhammer 3 campaigns, and particularly how much trouble the other AI always had with them. Did Gulbranson survive another fight? You know what it is? It's the Marauder Champions. That's exactly the kind of unit that gets very heavy auto-resolve bonuses. Just big, chunky, heavy infantry units that have some amount of offensive potential. Yeah, Gulbranson's army is wearing down very quickly, but he did get to finish off those Musalon guys before leaving. Yeah, you know what? Rather than having the new guy try to assault the shores of Ulthuan, I think what we might do is just have him, after he's healed up, sail down and clear Musalon, if he can. Because Gulbranson's got it, like, very set up for us. Alright, Altar of the Crimson Harvest, once again, clearing people out. We get some Skaven troops, because the Skaven have built an outpost here. Yeah, I'll take the extra cash and souls. I guess we're burning through our soul supply pretty quickly, and we spent a ton of our souls on that demon transformation. So I do worry about this just a little bit. All right, you step through here. Traverse, my dude.
immensely.
Oh, hey. So Chaos Knights with lances have much worse melee defense. Great big huge charge bonus though. We're definitely going up to Chaos Knights and then immediately laying on the mark of Siege though. Okay, now they just have to make it to, to rank 8. They'll get there, they'll get there. Nothing else here is really available to be upgraded. We could take these up to spawn of Siege. So they lose a bunch of armor. They gain the ability to sunder armor. They spawn hit like trucks. But there's 60 of these things attacking at the amount they're attacking at, and only 12 spawn in a unit. They have 42 melee attack. You have 38 plus frenzy. Honestly, I think I might like the Forsaken more. There's a lot to be said for the Sunder, but I think I'm going to leave them as Forsaken. And then, yeah, like Shock Tracking, we got to just... There is stuff over here that we need to fix.
Heed.
Okay, we're probably not going to be able to take Lothern down with a whole army sitting inside of it.
This is right.
But I am kind of thinking, like, maybe we approach and we just try to lie in wait here and see if they'll make a foolish mistake. Give me a little bit of an opening.
Forward unto slaughter.
Yeah, this is full march speed. This is taking forever. The north is too goddamn big. I should probably go ahead and...
We shall weave the fates.
That's not the button at all. Yeah, grab some more Marauders to bolster your numbers.
Mine eldritch eyes see. Move! You have my
Okay.
promise. What? You don't understand real power.
So the good news is we have some better troops that we can put in this army now. Am I overdoing it if I get more cavalry? This army has a very strange composition at the moment. So, like, we're doing this for sure. I probably don't want to pull in another Hell Cannon. And I don't know that a single battery of Pink Horrors is really all that valuable. Like, in any situation where all we have is ranged units, we're either going to need to solve the problem so that we can get the rest of our units in, or we're going to have to just Hell Cannon it. Yeah, you know what? That's a good enough argument for me for Talson's army to become the long-distance siege army with fast-moving stuff to, like, pick off anything that would harm the siege units or whatever. So, yeah, I guess you don't need to be in march mode for this. We'll take a couple of turns to heal up, and then we'll sail down and maybe see about this stuff, or... I don't know. We don't have to commit to anything. All right. Somewhere we had a settlement flip up a level. I just don't remember where it was. Or at least we had the population potential for such a thing. Nope. You're still 4... Still 3. Well, here's this. We should definitely take that. You're 2 turns off. You're 2 turns off. So those are both going to be expensive upgrades that hit at the same time. Yeah. I do not honestly remember where I thought this... Huh. Well, whatever. Let us start installing some advanced unit and also money-making buildings.
The demonic host.
Out of curiosity, are warband upgrades available for dragon ogres? No, there's no way to like turn a unit of dragon ogre shoggoths, or what are they called? The little ones. There's no way to turn the little ones into a unit of just one of the big ones. So let's see here. Chaos chariots become gore beast chariots. I've never had much success with chariot units. The number of like actual attacking bodies you get is so small. It's very difficult for me to imagine it being as good as a unit of proper cavalry, like actual horses and stuff. Well, this is kind of in the middle of our territory at this point. We probably don't actually need that upgrade. Okay. We'll save the money for a moment. Halsin got a Path to Glory thing. I assume probably the one for ending your turn in a place where the winds of magic are high, which is a good one because it's a bound cast of the Penumbra Pendulum. Oh, I think Bellacor's ambush plan was seen through because we no longer have the percentage above our head. That's a shame. Now that we actually have an army over on this side of the map, I'm definitely more interested in taking on the enemies of our friends, to declaring war on the people they would like us to declare war on. It's not necessarily a super valuable thing to do unless you are in position to actually take military action, which we now are. Well, not now. Soon. We soon will be. We still have like 2 full turns of movement on Crom before he's in the Frozen City. We bought ourselves a little bit of time from the Dark Elves, I'm sure. Maybe it would have been better to just push the advantage while we had it. I don't know. Every turn, we gotta watch this dude Gilgallion just sail in and out of this one port. And I do not know why. Yeah, don't you run up here like you're gonna do something to me. I wonder how many settlements the Goromodni have in total. How difficult it would be to just subjugate them. Oh, interesting. They pulled Leif Gulbrandsen out of that army. Either that or he died in battle. Okay, the Howler army is going a different way, which is cool. It means we don't need to worry about our garrison. At this point, I'm actually all about the experience gain of my units. Yeah, Bellacor's whole deal was seen through. The Ice Court is well and truly dead, and hooray for that. And I think this is where I gotta call it, because if I keep going, I'm absolutely just gonna play the game for like another 2 hours. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We didn't make a huge amount of progress on our goals today, but we did clean up some things that were lingering in a very near cleaned up state, and I'm pretty happy about that. When you come back next time tomorrow, hopefully we're going to strike the first real blow in the Great Elf Wars, and who knows what kind of exciting stuff is going to happen on this Eastern Front. New enemies, better friends, maybe some cool rat guns. And we'll see you then.